Kobbie Mainoo, because he's being linked with the move to Real Madrid. And I don't get why all these Man United youngsters are being linked to Madrid. This rumor is bullshit. There's no way Madrid are actually looking to sign him. Now, I will say this. Kobbie Mainoo is a very good player. And if it's between him and Garnacho, I'm taking Mainoo at Madrid every day of the week. But if we're going to be honest, I know that you guys like to hype up your players, and all these English talent, they get hyped up, and because he plays for Manchester United, his stock is going through the roof right now. But this guy would not get any minutes. If he was at Madrid this season, he'd still be in the academy. He would not be in the first team. How could he get minutes in Madrid's midfield right now? That is our strongest position out of our groups in this team, is midfield. Where does he play? Because is he going to get in over Jude, Camavinga, Tchouameni, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, Brahim Diaz, Arda Güler? There's so much competition. There's no way this rumor is true. I think it's just people trying to hype him up. So now you got all these Man United fans on the timeline talking about how he's going to reject Madrid and that, yeah, we'll take Jude Bellingham and 130 million and then we'll think about Kobbie Mainoo. Like, who do you guys think this player is? I think he looks good and he has a lot of potential, but he's not that guy yet. Now, what I will say, though, is watching him is very fun. I mean, that goal that he scored against Wolves earlier this season and then the goal the other week against Liverpool, fantastic. And his quality is there. But I just don't think he's all that right now. Like, I didn't agree with England rushing him into the senior team just because he's having some good performances for Manchester United. It's like players are getting things handed to them way too soon. But I don't think this rumor is true, and I don't think he should want to join Madrid because he's not going to get any playtime. I'm telling you, as I said earlier, if he was at Real Madrid, he would be in the academy. He would not have gotten any first team minutes. We have a lot of talented players there as well, like Nico Paz, scored in the Champions League earlier this season. But the guy just cannot break into the first team because there's just too much talent there. Now, I know people are going to come on the comment section and probably say, oh, well, Madrid's academy is non-existent. That's actually nonsense. Do you guys know that Real Madrid are one of the teams that make the most money from selling their academy players? Look at a lot of teams in La Liga and around Europe. They have Madrid academy players that we sold to them. They can't break into the first team, fair enough, because we are a well-run club. We're not like Barcelona. We don't have to rely on 16 and 17-year-olds to carry us. When you balance your books and when you do great business, yeah, you can have world-class players that you can buy. But Kobbie Mainoo, he may be a world-class player in a few years, but he's nowhere near that level right now. He still does have some performances at Man United where he struggles. He has some moments where he loses the ball or where he tries something that doesn't really pan out. And I think he is one of Man United's best midfielders, but that's because their squad is just poor, in my opinion. And I don't think he's going to get that much better if he continues to play underneath Erik ten Hag. I think he needs an actual manager that's going to play a certain style of football, like possession, attacking base. Mainoo is not the kind of guy that you ask to just run around and chase the ball for 90 minutes and then hoof it up top to Garnacho or Marcus Rashford. No, he's a guy that needs to be in possession. He slows down the game. He has good tech. He can link play. He can obviously whip a ball into the back of the net. And I think he is a good player. But we just got to stop putting these Man United guys on a pedestal. Like, and as I said, I would take Kobbie Mainoo over Garnacho because we're linked to him. And I think Garnacho is awful. I don't think he's good at all. I actually do think that Kobbie Mainoo can be a top player if he's able to develop properly, if Man United put certain players around him. Because there's times out there where he's on an island by himself because nobody's in midfield. You have Bruno Fernandes running all the way up pitch and like Scott McTominay. You can't be having that. He needs help around him. He's a super young player, only 18 years old, and I think his future is bright. And I've liked what I've seen from him. But right now, there is no way that Madrid are actually considering signing him. Even though, more than likely, Luka Modric will be leaving at the end of the season, and Toni Kroos has signed a new deal. So yes, technically we would have one midfielder that's leaving. I just don't think you buy Kobbie Mainoo, though. And how much we may not even want for him. His value is $35 million. They're probably going to want like 60 M's for him. You guys know that all these young players nowadays, the prices on them are crazy. The transfer market is inflated. And I just don't think that this summer Madrid need to be worried about the midfield. Because even though Luka Modric may be leaving, yeah, it's sad because he's a legend. And he is an amazing player that I think we should be keeping for 1 year, by the way. But then again, you still have Brahim Diaz or Arda Güler that can step up and get those minutes. So why go out there and buy a Kobbie Mainoo? Makes no sense. I don't like it at all. We're linked to so many midfielders, and it's like, why? Why? We need a left back, we need a striker, and maybe a young center back. And then you got also think about right backs, because Danny Carvajal is not getting any younger. And Lucas Vasquez is also about 32, 33. So what's the future they're going to be like? Because I think Danny Carvajal only has 1 more year left in him before I'm talking about, yo, it's time for us to go out there and look at what right backs are available. That's why you see us linked to Trent. That's why you see us linked to Reece James, Hakimi, etc. So right now, the 4 positions that Madrid should be looking at, striker, that's my first priority. Left back, I do like Ferland Mendy, Fran Garcia. I think they're doing a good job. But those, to me, they are more so rotational players than starting 11 guys. We also need to look at right back. And then another young center back. Okay? Because I think Nacho could possibly leave at the end of the season. So there's going to be a little gap there. But I don't rate Nacho like that anyways. But yeah, Kobbie Mainoo, good player. But I think he remains at Manchester United. I don't think he's going to leave. And I think there's talks about him getting a new contract there as well. So I think his future for the time being is in Manchester. But who knows? In the future, maybe 4 or 5 years from now, maybe if he keeps developing, then Real Madrid would come in for him. But as of right now, no. He wouldn't develop here because he wouldn't get any PT. And is he really that much more talented than an Arda Güler? I don't think so. I think Arda is better than him. And Arda could barely get into the side. So why would Carlo Ancelotti sign off on bringing in another guy that's below the age of 20 years old? It doesn't really make any sense. So we'll see in the future. But right now, trust me, Man United fans, we do not want him. No